need to have something to fight for, not just something to fight against. It's very easy to make fun of people who are doing what seem to be irrational or ridiculous things or mean things. We can rail against them, we can rage against them. But what we are not doing is coming together around a shared vision of what we want. And so people split up. I mean, you can see it. We saw it in the last election. People who were giving in to misogyny or hatred of immigrants or blaming black people or whatever. And we all splintered while the people who were making exorbitant profits were laughing their way to the bank. We never questioned them. We turned on each other. Why? Because we're trained to think that way, and that our fear is used to turn us against one another. We need something to come together around. And that's what I'm going to talk about tonight. And I'm sort of semi-jokingly calling it the why not movement. So it starts with something simple. How I define the purpose of the economy is like this. The purpose of the economy is to meet the needs of people and the earth. Now think about that. Is there any other purpose for the economy? Is the purpose of the economy to make people more and more and more gazillion billionaires and to keep the rest of us scrambling all the time, not being able to pay our bills, our healthcare bills, not being able to pay back? Thank God it seems like Biden has said you can't at least have medical debt on your credit report. People are scrounging and struggling while more and more power and money is accumulating in the hands of the people on top, who now obviously own the government because they're the ones who are being put into power. Now, in one of the earlier shows, I really talked about how capitalism works and how that profit happens. And what is the problem with that is that we keep making money for the people who then use that money in order to control us. They own everything. They own the media. They own the airwaves, and they own us, our labor. They tell us what they want us to do. I want to say it again. The purpose of the economy is to meet the needs of people and the earth. How can you argue with that? In fact, the purpose of society is to meet the needs of people and the earth. And it's not working, is it? So people say, well, you can't expect that we're going to have a revolution here. It's just, you can't. You say that, and I say, why not? Why not? This isn't working. If something isn't working, try something else. Now, can you think of any other real purpose for the economy? I mean, isn't that why we work, is to grow food, have clothing, transportation, entertainment, whatever it is we need in order to reproduce ourselves, in order to be well. And yet that is not the way that we are trained to think. We are trained to think that, oh, my purpose is to get married and to have children. And I'm not thinking, oh, I'm having children so the boss can have new workers tomorrow. And I'm not thinking that I'm going to work to make so-and-so a lot of money. I think about it as, oh, these are the things that I'm doing because I have to, because I need the money. See, but actually, if you go and you look at the bottom, what is the purpose of it? The purpose of it is to meet our collective needs and our individual needs. So if you are willing to consider that, and if you're willing to look at the whole capitalist system as something that has happened but doesn't have to be there forever, where the purpose of my labor is to make money for the boss, right? Then we can start with the real questions. What do we need? And I am suggesting that we can build a movement based on the question of what do we need for ourselves individually, for ourselves collectively, And how do we get there?